A touch too far? Gong Yoo and Jung's on-set sparks ignite controversy. What really happened when the cameras stopped rolling? Was it just stellar acting, or something far more intimate? Witnesses say their chemistry went beyond the script, leaving the crew stunned and sparking whispers across the industry. Join Red Carpet Revealed as we dive into the moment that has everyone talking, and uncover the truth behind the headlines. Right now, the air on set was thick with tension. Though no one could have predicted just how intense things would become that afternoon. The cameras were already rolling, the lights hot and glaring, and the quiet murmur of the crew had faded into silence as Gong Yoo and Jung prepared to shoot the day's pivotal scene. It was supposed to be routine, a rehearsed moment of intimacy between two seasoned professionals who had worked together before, who understood the delicate choreography of romantic drama. But what happened next was anything but scripted. The scene began with a heated exchange, their characters standing close, exchanging lines with a fiery energy that already felt almost too real. Jung's hand rose to push Gong Yoo away lightly, as the script dictated, but instead of backing off, he caught her wrist midair. His grip was firm yet gentle. His eyes locked on hers in a way that made even the director forget to call cut. Then came the moment no one could ignore. Without waiting for her to speak her next line, Gong Yoo stepped closer, so close their foreheads nearly touched. His free hand rose, not to brush her hair aside as written, but to cradle the back of her neck, his thumb grazing her jaw in a motion that wasn't on the page. Jung froze for a split second, her lips parting in surprise as her eyes darted toward him, searching his face. And then, inexplicably, she leaned into his touch. All around them, crew members exchanged startled glances. A makeup artist clapped a hand over her mouth to stifle a gasp. Someone in the lighting team muttered under his breath, "That's not in the script, is it?" For what felt like an eternity, the set was silent, the only sound the soft whir of the camera capturing every second of this unscripted moment. Gong Yoo's hand lingered at her neck even as the scene reached its intended emotional climax, and when they finally broke apart, the air in the room seemed to shiver with a collective exhale. The director was the first to find his voice. Let's reset." "From the top," he said, though his voice wavered slightly. Gong Yoo gave a faint smile, dropping his hand from Jung's neck and stepping back, as though nothing had happened. Jung smoothed the front of her costume, though her cheeks were tinged with color. But everyone had seen it, everyone had felt it. Whispers started almost immediately, low at first, then louder as the day wore on. "I've never seen them look at each other like that before," one assistant whispered to another. "She didn't even flinch," came the reply. "It was like she liked it." By the time filming wrapped that evening, someone had already shared a blurry but unmistakable photo to a private crew chat. In the image, Gong Yoo's hand was cupped around the back of her neck, his fingers tangled in her hair, his gaze fixed on her with something that looked dangerously real. And before the sun had set, the image had found its way to the internet. On Twitter, it appeared with the caption, "Behind the scenes moment or real feelings? You decide." Within an hour, hashtags began trending. Gong Yoo Jung, a touch too far. That's sparks, not just acting. Fans were both elated and outraged. One user posted, "Look at her eyes. That's not acting. That's something real." Another countered, "Professionalism, people. They're actors." Stop reading into it. The majority seemed too shocked to pick a side, flooding comment sections with speculation and disbelief. Soon, even fan forums outside of Korea picked up the buzz. Edits of the moment appeared on TikTok, complete with dramatic music and slow motion effects. Some claimed this was a soft launch of a secret relationship. Others insisted it was nothing more than two talented performers blurring the line between fiction and reality. But the truth was, no one really knew. Even among their colleagues, opinions varied. One actor from the same production, speaking under the condition of anonymity, admitted, "We've all suspected something between them. Today just confirmed it, at least for me." A stylist added fuel to the fire by posting, then quickly deleting, a cryptic message to her Instagram story. Some sparks can't be scripted. With every passing hour, the story grew bigger. News outlets began publishing articles analyzing the incident frame by frame, debating whether Gong Yoo had gone too far, Whether this was simply the result of impeccable acting chemistry. But nothing could erase the tension on set the following day. Cameras followed every interaction between the two stars, capturing every subtle glance, every brush of fingertips. The rest of the cast and crew were visibly uncomfortable, trying not to stare but unable to look away. For Gong Yoo and Soo-young, however, it was as if nothing had happened. Both arrived on set smiling politely, changing pleasantries with colleagues, and sliding effortlessly into their roles as if the entire world hadn't spent the last 24 hours dissecting their every move. But when the cameras weren't looking, a few sharp-eyed staff members swore they still caught them stealing glances at each other, quick, unguarded, and heavy with unspoken words. And so the question lingered, had Gong Yoo crossed the line, or had he simply revealed what had been simmering just beneath the surface all along? That question, it seemed, was about to get a lot harder to ignore. The morning after the incident, news outlets plastered headlines across their front pages: Gong Yoo and Soo-young, just acting or something more? On-set chemistry or off-set romance? When fiction feels too real. Theories multiplied overnight. Fans dug up old footage from awards shows, interviews, even candid photos taken years earlier. Suddenly, every shared laugh, every gentle touch, every lingering look was seen through a new, more suspicious lens. Clips of them backstage at a fan meeting, where Gong Yoo was seen adjusting Soo-young's microphone for her, resurfaced with captions like, "Look at his hands. Look how careful he is with her." One photo from a rap party months earlier, showing the two of them huddled in a corner, speaking low and close, became proof for some fans that their connection ran deeper than anyone realized. Amid the frenzy, both stars remained silent. Their agencies, however, did not. Late that afternoon, both management companies issued near-identical statements to the press. Gong Yoo and Soo-young share a strong professional bond and deep respect for each other. The scene in question was fully scripted and performed as part of their roles. Any speculation beyond that is unfounded. Fans weren't convinced. One netizen wrote, "If it was fully scripted, why does the director look so surprised in the leaked video?" Another added, "You can't fake that level of tension." I don't care what the agencies say. Industry insiders began to weigh in, anonymously leaking details that only fanned the flames. A crew member reportedly told a journalist, "It wasn't acting. You could see it in her reaction, the way she froze for a second, but didn't pull away." And after the take, they stood there staring at each other for a beat too long. A makeup artist added, "They've been close for a while now, always sharing jokes, always finding excuses to sit together. This isn't news to us. It's just the first time they slipped up in front of everyone." Even a veteran director from a previous project, when asked about their dynamic, cryptically remarked, "Some actors have chemistry you can't manufacture. With those two, it was always a question of when, not if." But not everyone was supportive. Some fans felt betrayed, arguing that if the relationship were real, it was irresponsible of them to allow such intimacy to spill into a professional setting. Others called it a publicity stunt designed to boost the ratings of their current drama. Whatever the truth, the incident had already left a mark, not just on their reputations, but on the entire production. Over the next few days, the atmosphere on set grew colder. Extra security was brought in to prevent further leaks. Crew members were asked to sign new non-disclosure agreements. Gong Yoo and Soo-young continued filming as if nothing had happened, but their colleagues noted a subtle shift, a weariness in their eyes, a stiffness to their movements when the cameras weren't rolling. Still, during takes, their chemistry was undeniable. If anything, it had grown stronger, the tension sharper, emotions more raw. Viewers began tuning in not just for the story, to watch the two of them, hoping to catch another unscripted moment. Speculation reached fever pitch when an anonymous source claimed to have seen them leaving the set together late one night, slipping into the same black van and disappearing into the Seoul streets. Neither star addressed the rumors directly. A tabloid published blurry photos of what appeared to be Gong Yoo and Soo-young at a quiet restaurant days later, their heads bent close together in conversation. Erupted. The hashtag #GongYooSoo-young exploded again, trending for a second time in less than a week. One fan tweeted, "You don't have dinner in a dark corner of a restaurant with just a colleague. Sorry." They posted, "If it's true, Just admit it. See it on your faces. And yet, both stars continued their silence. Industry analysts speculated that both were caught in an impossible position, unable to confirm the relationship without risking backlash, but unable to deny it convincingly after everything that had already happened. A columnist wrote, "Perhaps they are simply victims of their own authenticity. Perhaps, in a world where every look is scrutinized and every gesture dissected, they forgot to act, and let the truth slip through." In the end, the controversy left everyone asking the same question: had Gong Yu gone too far that day, or had he simply revealed what was already there? As filming neared its conclusion, the atmosphere remained charged, and the audience remained riveted. For Gong Yu and Soo-young, every move was now under a microscope, every word weighed for hidden meaning. And though the cameras eventually stopped rolling, the story didn't. Some say they're still just colleagues. Some insist they're lovers keeping the world at bay. Some believe the truth lies somewhere in between, a quiet connection that neither of them is quite ready to name. For those who were there that day, for those who saw the way his hand lingered on her neck and the way her breath caught in her throat, no explanation will ever erase what they witnessed. Because some sparks can't be scripted, and some touches are simply too far to ignore. Red Carpet Revealed will continue to follow this story as it unfolds. Whatever happens next, thing is certain, the world will be